Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching Channels Television, celebrating 21 years of professional broadcasting. This is the news at 10, a reminder of our major stories tonight. The Rivers State government makes huge progress on disarmament of militants. The Nigerian army continues its search for terrorists in the northeast. Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma, Edo State, holds its 20th convocation ceremony in grand style. An African National Congress chief whip goes for President Jacob Zuma's job, asking him to resign. A reminder here, all our top stories you can find on our website. It's channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Log on to m.channelstv.com to view us live on a mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. Besides the news and updates, the Channels TV app has an eyewitness feature. We encourage you to use it to share those pictures, videos, or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the eyewitness menu and follow the instructions. Let's take a look at some of the pictures that you sent into Eyewitness Portal. We'll begin with this one. It shows the aftermath of heavy rains at the Ariaria International Market, Aba, Abia State. We see these men knee-deep in floodwaters. Eyewitness reporter calls on state authorities to intervene. Similar to that is this photo, which shows passengers pushing a commercial bus through floodwaters. I don't know how well they succeeded. This has happened along the Owerri-Mwahia Road. We also see a commercial motorcyclist and his passengers also in the water. We can see this photo of a vehicle moving along Adenuga Street in Agility Estate, Lagos State. Our eyewitness reporter calls on local council authorities to create deeper drains to prevent floods like this. This photo was sent in from Karu area in Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital. It shows a bad road. Our eyewitness reporter calls on government to fix it. Finally, we can see a fallen truck carrying items which appear to be bags of cement along the Abakaliki-Afikpo Road. Our eyewitness reporter says there was a traffic jam which forced motorists to spend long hours on the road. Thank you for sending in those pictures. Keep them coming. Know that you too can become an eyewitness reporter for Channels Television. Administrators of tertiary institutions across Nigeria have been advised to seek ingenious ways of sustaining development in the face of the current economic challenges. This emerged at the 20th convocation ceremony of the Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma in Edo State, where the economic climate of the nation was assessed. At the event, the chairman of Channels Media Group, John Momo, was also awarded an honorary Doctorate of Business Administration for his outstanding achievements in the broadcast industry in Africa.
The academic procession of the 20th convocation of the Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma. Members of the University Senate and other council members in their black and red academic gowns walking into the main hall for the commencement of the convocation ceremony. Everyone, including the graduates, all seated for the occasion, one which many of them have looked forward to for many years. That dream is now finally fulfilled, and for the Vice-Chancellor of the university, all is well that ends well.
Pay salaries up to date. This is remarkable. Given the economic downturn in the country that has led to non-payment of salaries in many states and in many universities for several months.
And more speeches, a reflection of a day such as this. The Chancellor, rising to the podium, attests to the school's huge academic potentials, which has resulted in the quality of its products.
I want to urge you to increase your thirst for knowledge and understanding. And when you ask the Almighty God and give you wisdom, make sure that you contribute to the building of your country, Nigeria.
Those who reach the finishing line with excellent performances are recognized by the institution. And then to a man who's given his all to the development of broadcasting globally, Mr. John Momo, the chairman of Channels Media Group. He's honored with an honorary doctorate degree in business administration. He's represented here by Channels television news anchor Gimba Umar.
In Africa, and specifically in Nigeria, and from Edo State, can rise someone building an institution that can compete favorably with any other across the world.
The governor of Edo State, Adams Oshomole, is happy to attend this ceremony, being the last for him in that capacity as a governor. He also acknowledges the contribution Channels Television has made in broadcasting.
2015 was the year that afforded the opportunity to find out who is who in the Nigeria streets. He provided, along with dedicated staff of Channel Television, in our common professional manner, in an African sense where everybody is supposed to contribute. Momo kept the school and put our nation forth. We respect the right of all sides to be heard.
The graduates here have indeed excelled as they go home with their various degrees, but these certificates can only matter more when what they've learned in the university impacts on the development of the nation.
A big congratulations to Dr. John Momo. Political parties in Anambra State have started talking tough ahead of the 2017 governorship election, while the People's Democratic Party is threatening to upstage the ruling All Progressive Grand Alliance. APGA's leadership insists that the PDP is not a threat to its second-term ambition.
Up until now, the PDP has lain low, but the 2017 governorship election in Anambra State is the reason why the party has gathered these loyalists in Awka, the state capital, to strategize and mobilize the youths to prepare for the governorship election.
You cannot organize an election without the youth. You cannot, much as the women and the men are important, but the youths are very, very important. If we need to play any roles in the field, it is the youth that we call.
The chairman of the PDP also shares in the optimism that his party will claim the governorship seat in 2017.
PDP gave Nigeria electoral reform, whereby every vote counts. All we ask, all we demand is that in the forthcoming governorship election in Anambra State, that every vote must count. That it must be one man, one vote, one woman, one vote, one youth, one vote.
I'd like to introduce...
The APC is also staking the same claim, which makes the governorship election in 2017 an interesting exercise. For the party, the victory in the Edo State governorship election will be repeated in Anambra.
We have a target to take over Anambra State Government House. In that target, PDP is not in the way. PDP is not holding the government house. The government house is occupied by another party. That other party is the party we will displace to get into power. So we look around sideways and we don't find anybody like PDP.
The ruling party, APGA, says they are aware that the All Progressives Congress and the PDP nurse the ambition of taking over the government house. But that will probably be when APGA has ended its mission, which they say is just beginning.
There's no vacancy in government house. Anambrarians, APGA are ready. APGA has given an Anambrarian the sense of belonging.
We are looking forward to a very, very credible, free and fair election. The youths of Anambra State cannot, as at now, be pushed around because they are busy.
The three leading political parties in the country have clearly shown interest in occupying the seat of government in Awka, but the people certainly have a role to play here, which is to decide who sits on the governor's chair come 2017, and that will be decided through voting.
Let's continue our focus on security now. Recently, there has been an upsurge in attacks on indigenous communities by herdsmen across the country. This has forced many states to seek ways of either ending such attacks or stopping it from infiltrating communities within their states. In the southeast, a number of states have faced herdsmen attacks like Anambra and Enugu. Nimbo community had their lands completely destroyed and some farmers allegedly killed. These towns share borders with Anambra State, and there are fears that such attacks may soon spill over. Joining us now is the Commissioner of Police for Abia State, Mr. Leye Oyebade. Abia State is one of the states that has fears that these attacks could creep into the state. You're welcome to the news at 10.
Thank you so much.
How is the police dealing with herdsmen attacks in the country?
Now, let me recall that recently the Inspector General of Police, IGP Ibrahim D. Idris, made pronouncement instructing all the commands to inaugurate the Eminent Persons Group. And this group is meant to interface with this type of challenges. Because in that group, you have the people that really matters, the stakeholders. You have the traditional rulers, you have the community leaders, and also the leadership of these two associations are prominent. So what we've been trying to do is to engage them, bring them to dialogue table, use the ADR, Alternative Dispute Resolution, let them give us their challenges, what are the issues that is causing friction, because like I've said, where there are trust and confidence that is being eroded within relationships, these are all the challenges. So we want to build back that trust and confidence. Because in those days, you have these two groups, they cohabit together and they were relating very well. Not until recently when there are issues of, bringing hiccups of recent. So we want to engage them, let them tell us their challenges, let us address it so that the two groups can still relate, because we must admit that the farmers need to grow crops and the herdsmen also need to go around with their cattle.
And I know when you're talking like this, you're speaking from experience,
right.
Coming from the south, where you've been Commissioner of Police in all your states, where there's been such experiences. We'll come to your experience in a minute, but you're now posted to Abia State. Does it worry you that this problem exists in Anambra and Enugu?
Right. What I'm trying to do basically is to be proactive, and that's why I immediately assumed duties there. We inaugurated this Eminent Persons Group, and we'll be able to identify the key figures, the gladiators, the key players from the two groups. And what I did is to call for a stakeholders forum where all of them were invited. And after that stakeholders forum, we had a communique that really spelled out the way forward. And it is the communique that we have been using to, regulate the activities of the two groups. And it has been working. In Igbere, under Ben, the local government, we had some issues like that. But what we do is to call the two parties, and we're able to resolve it. And in all the local government areas, I've instructed my divisional police officers to equally inaugurate same. So we have replicated that in the divisions. So we now have the two leaders, the leadership of the two groups, the community leaders, the traditional leaders. When issues like this crop up, they come to the dialogue table and the issues are resolved.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Leye Oyebade, for joining us on the News at 10. Really appreciate your being here tonight. Next on the News at 10, Chelsea humiliate Jose Mourinho's Manchester United 4-0 in a thrilling Super Sunday clash at Stamford Bridge. We'll have more in sports news. Please be with us.